calling you, Lord. I'm too young to just hang around, too proud to be your fool. You said no thank you when I tried to get
What's going on, fishy friends? I'm hyped. I don't know why I'm hyped, because I have been working in a workshop with no air conditioning, no ventilation, pouring closed cell foam for the flotation of a skiff that I'm building. So that's probably what's going on. I probably inhaled too many of those fumes. But I am super hyped tonight. I am virtually visiting my home state of Georgia to do a fishing report on the salty waters of Georgia, which is an awesome fishery, with my man, Captain Massa. I want to go ahead and bring in Captain Massa right now. What's going on, brother?
Great evening. How's it going, my friend?
Man, going well, man, going well. Very, very well. You're a assistant superintendent, right?
I am assistant superintendent of a great system here in McIntosh County, Georgia, a little town in Darien called Darien. A great place to live and fish, that's for sure.
So you got a little bit of time off, or does this assistant superintendent never really get any time off?
Well, sometimes you have to make time to fish. So I'm fishing a lot, but squeezing it in between work. The summertime allows for a little more fishing, but man, every weekend, and it gets dark late. So many afternoons, you'll see me splitting out and hitting the water. That's for sure.
Well, we're going to leave our viewers waiting for a little bit. I'll probably look at the analytics of YouTube and watch the viewership drop because they're tired of my teasers. But Captain Massa, you since the last time we did this video, you got a new ride.
Man, I'm super excited. Upgraded, I think, in a big way. Added a tool to my toolbox that's going to be a game changer for Coastal Creek Charters. A 23-foot Parker center console, 200 4-stroke, just a fishing machine. I'm so excited. Just added the Rodan trolling motor to it. Everything's coming along just great. A few more tweaks and it's going to be the boat of a lifetime. I think it's going to be a forever boat. I sure hope so. I'm in love right now.
Just a couple questions on that boat. So it's a 24-footer, you said?
23.
Okay. And how shallow can you get with that Parker? Can you still get in those skinny waters?
Man, that was the selling point for me. I wanted a big boat that I could go offshore and play with those mackerel and those cobia and the big fish offshore, but still get in there shallow. Cobia claims that it will be 18 inches. It will float in 18 inches. I've got a jack plate on the motor, and I've been pretty shallow in it. I'm excited. I haven't taken too much out of my repertoire or my spot locations. I've been to pretty much all of them. It's summertime, so I'm fishing a little deeper right now. I'm not going back as far as I do during the wintertime months, but so far I haven't sacrificed much. That's for sure. I'm sure there'll be a little bit of sacrifice with the big boat, but what it gives me on the other end, I think it's going to be well worth it.
That's sweet. That's sweet. The other question I had about that boat is you have a trolling motor for that folks up further north, and I may be dead wrong on this, but it seems like a lot of people are Minn Kota folks up here, but you have a different brand down there, and I just wanted to see how you were pleased with that. We're not representing either Minn Kota or it's called Rodan.
Rodan,
yeah. Neither one of those have, we have no skin in the game. At least I don't think. Captain Massa, you're not represented by Rodan, are you?
I definitely not, but I've had the iPilot, and I love the iPilot. I can't take anything away from it. It was a workhorse, and I have it on my other boat, and it's been a great workhorse. But when I was shopping around and doing my research, the Rodan seems to be a little bit more for I consider the bigger boats, a 23-foot boat. even though Minn Kota makes a 72-inch shaft, they make the bigger ones, but it's got the largest thrust power of all the trolling motors. And honestly, it's just a little more simple. It's forward, reverse, and it's got jog. I found out that it will jog for you, move it over 5 feet at a time. But it's a workhorse. It's supposed to just hold you on the spot, move you around, and takes out any kind of the complexness that can be in a Minn Kota. You know, I know that you can go on tracks, and there's a lot that Minn Kota will do with your electronics and integrating, but I wanted something that I knew in heavy current and can move a big boat. You know, I've had a 21-foot boat for a long time, and I've stepped up to a 23. The difference is night and day. I mean, you can't even imagine how much different.
Oh, it's a much bigger boat. Yeah.
Oh man, it's in width and size. It's just a different beast for me. And I think that Rodan was just what I wanted to do. So we'll see. You never know. If it works out great, I'll be able to report back after putting some hours on it. And you never know. Maybe I'll go back to the Minn Kota. But for right now, so far I've tested it out. I'm very, very pleased. It holds me on a spot, no problem, in some pretty tough current and in a big boat. So I'm psyched about it. Moving up to that 36 volts was a game changer too. I've always had the 24-volt Minn Kota, so just that extra power moving a big boat around, it feels just the same. I'm slipping around edges and up current, no problem at all.
Nice.
And a substantially larger boat.
Well, you talked about putting in hours. Like if you were to go fishing, you know, tomorrow, which hopefully you can do, if you were to go fishing tomorrow and put in some hours, you know, what would you be targeting?
Well, right now, I've been really focusing on trying to catch a tarpon. You know, the other day I was out there, I think it was last week, and the tarpon were rolling all over me. It was one of the most magical experiences I ever had. Even though I didn't hook into one, I'm just got the bug for it. I want to catch a tarpon so bad, and right off this new boat and make it happen. I can feel it. I had my drone ready. It was standing there just waiting to catch that shot. It's a dream of mine to get that drone in the air and from the water side looking in at the angler, get that shot of that fish jumping in the air. That's kind of what my goal is. So for me personally, if I was just going out fishing, I definitely would be targeting some tarpon. But for people that are booking charters, they're looking for some of the big bull reds right now. Some of our resident bull reds are starting to feed hard and getting into these deep holes. Man, our fishery for sharks are off the chain. And honor of Shark Week, had a couple charters that we just nailed them. I'm talking big fish. So
yeah, Georgia coastal fishing is pretty well known for shark fishing, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, that's one of the easiest, and I'll say that it's pretty much guaranteed. If I want to go target a shark, I know the places to go, and you're going to catch sharks. But for me, I'm really excited about those bull reds. Now, I've had a lot of people want to put meat in their freezers and bring home fish, and they ask me all the time, well, let's go get those redfish and trout, and they're here. But the summertime for me personally, it's a little tough. And this time of year, I'm catching so many trout, so many redfish. It's not a problem with numbers. It's size has been the situation. We are going to have a spring and a winter that's going to be amazing this year, because it's nothing for me to go out and catch 25 puppy drum. I mean, they're all 12, 13 inches. There's plenty of them out there. So this year is going to be a good year. I'm excited about it. But coming home with a full load of redfish and trout, a little tougher. We can do it.
What's your keeper down there for, isn't it like 17 inches for a redfish?
No, 14 inches still for a redfish.
Okay.
That'll change here soon. But right now we can keep 5, and they got to be at least 14. So it's not a bad limit right here right now. I think Georgia's in the process of making some moves and getting a little closer to the Florida guidelines, maybe keeping 2 with a slot limit. But for right this second, we're okay. So it's a good time. We could definitely put fish in the boat, but it's a little tougher to say than wintertime when I say, okay, we're going and I know where they are and we can definitely load the boat up. So
yeah, we're getting reports now, just starting, of bull reds arriving up where we are. And you know, we stay away from politics on the show, but I will say that the redfish is an example of a fish that has been properly managed from here all the way to Texas.
that's right.
And you know, somebody messaged me today and just said that the redfish were, you know, there was bull reds right at the mouth of the Chop Tank, which is a big river right around here. And you know, there's a reason for that. It's because it's just a well-managed fishery. But I'll get off my soapbox on that. You mentioned tarpon, and you know, we don't ever ask our guest here about spots, but you know, if somebody wanted to target tarpon down in Georgia right now, what's the trend that they're looking for? Are they in deeper water? Are they off the beach? Are they in the rivers?
Well, I'm not at all scared or intimidated to share exactly where I'm catching them. And to start off, they were all up and down the Altamaha River. But we've had a considerably large amount of rain here. Every afternoon, it seems like it's pouring down. That Altamaha.
Georgia during the summer, man, you guys get those late afternoon thunderstorms.
And they pushed them all out of the Altamaha. And so right now, you can find them on the beach side. If you get out into the big water or the mouth of any of the sounds and looking out into the ocean, if you can see the ocean in those mouths, they're rolling all over. And then specifically here, I fish around a little island called Sapelo Island. It's a big island in the front side of Sapelo. You know, anybody can tell you a spot, but as you know, and all the guides know, and everybody that's fished says that it's not about just the spot. It's about the tides, the winds, the conditions that really play an even bigger part than the spot. But
sure, it's been a while since I've been down there. Sapelo is kind of in between where you are and Cumberland, right?
Well, you know, Cumberland is a little bit down from us, and Sapelo is north and south. So we're between Savannah and Brunswick, right in between there. I would say Sapelo. You could find it on a map.
That's a nice place to visit too, isn't it?
Gosh, I tell you, one of the hidden gems of coming to McIntosh County and in here in Georgia is our history and all the things that you can do beyond fishing. You know, it's a great place to come and have a charter, but once you're parked in the afternoon or the next day, there's so much to do and so much history right here that it's an incredible. I call it a destination hotspot. It's growing every day. I think more and more people are eyeballing that.
It truly is, and you know, I'll spill the beans. I don't know if you mentioned it last month, but Captain Massa is really putting together for you guys the entire experience. He's putting together an Airbnb. He's got a fantastic boat to take people out on, and let me tell you from firsthand experience, if you're headed from the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, anywhere in the country, and you know your destination is Florida, that's cool. Florida's awesome.
It is.
But don't skip on Georgia. Like on the way, stop in Darien, hook up with Captain Massa. It's gonna be an awesome experience, right? You're cooking pancakes for all your guests, right?
Well, I don't know about that, but what I am cooking up is a good fishing experience. I would say what I like to say is a coastal adventure. That's for sure. The sights and the beauty of our coast are like no other, in my opinion. But the fishery itself is off the chain, especially if you've put the time in and you know where to go. It's so productive and it can be a like I said, an adventure of a lifetime. That's for sure.
Well, we're putting up Captain Massa's contact information. Is that the best way for people to reach you to book a charter trip with you?
Absolutely. You know, I have a great website I've been working on. You can go to the website, Facebook, Messenger, and then just a simple text message. I tell you what, text messaging and captain seem to go hand in hand. We all seem to enjoy a text message and can reply to that and have our phones near. But anyway, I'm responsive and looking forward to some big time trips in the future.
And the Airbnb, how close are we to having that ready to go?
Man, I'm very close. I'm working real hard. You know, when you say an Airbnb, what it was is we had a huge building in our back of our property, and we converted it into what I call my man cave. If you can see them behind me, it's got.
Aren't you there now?
It's got a pool table. It's got the big screen TV, and it really is a place that I built not just for charter guests. What I wanted to do was say, I want to invite my friends over, my family over, and say, come and stay with me, and let's go fishing. So it was just a no-brainer that you know, some of these charters that really want to come and stay a night, share the experience with it. When you come fishing with me, not only do you get a captain, but you get someone that hopefully we can become friends. I think on the last show I said I met so many great people that are fishermen. Not one person have I said, man, that guy's sideways. It seems like if you're out there and loving the outdoors, hand in hand, that you're good people. So it's about coming over and sharing some excitement and also having a nice place to stay. I tell you what, I really like it. I'm out here and having a good time, and I think that anybody that stays will go, this is pretty nice.
Well, Lady C and I have been talking about it. There's a chance in late August we might be saying, this is pretty nice.
Well, the invitation's open to you. You know that I've said it before, so I'm excited about joining you on a fishing trip. We'll have a blast, that's for sure.
Man, that sounds great. While I think we still have a couple of minutes. Yeah, we still have a couple of minutes. Let's talk about and we'll go ahead and throw your website up while we're here, coastalcreekcharters.com. Yeah, so let's talk about some of the strategies that you're going to use this time of year. We'll go through, let's just talk about the rig, right? Let's talk about the rig that you're going to use for sharks, for redfish, and for trout. Let's start with sharks. What's that rig going to look like?
We know I've done a lot of evolving with the shark fishing. You know, at first I was a strictly on the bottom guy. You know, I'm talking a ounce, 2 ounce bullet weight with 150-pound leader with a big circle hook, and that was what I did. But when I'm following those shrimp boats, I've changed it up. I'll take it and just put one just straight a swivel, 150-pound leader, and float it right on the top. I was getting just as many strikes off of that as on the bottom. So depending on if I'm sitting there and I'm looking for sharks specifically and I'm behind a shrimp boat, it's just going to be a free swimming pogies, what I like to use here, right on the top. But when I'm fishing for sharks and hoping for a bull red, you know, that they kind of go hand in hand. Sometimes you have to weed through some sharks. Then again, I'm typically on the bottom with a pogie or a live mullet. That's what I've been trying to catch, and using that live mullet because that gives you that one opportunity that tarpon's going to be in there, and you'll get that tarpon on that live. So
is that rig very similar to like a fish finder rig?
Exactly. That weight is moving up and down the line to a leader, and then of course I don't like to use any of the steel leader. I don't mind breaking off a fish or two because when I get them to the boat, the fish that I'm targeting are bigger than you're going to be putting in the boat, and
right.
Real close to the hook and letting that fish go, and that's kind of the best technique that I've used. You know,
okay,
again,
let's switch gears to maybe let's talk about the smaller redfish and the smaller trout. What's your rig for those looking like this time of year?
I tell you, most people, and learned here, everybody seemed to have been moved to a popping cork, an adjustable popping cork, or a popping cork with a 2 or 3 foot leader. And that's just so popular. Everybody does it, and it works. I'm not taking anything away from it. But for me, you know, when I'm out there, what I like is very simple. It's a 20-pound leader with a jig head. I'll tell you what, that seems to just do it for me.
What's on the jig head? A live shrimp, a soft plastic?
You know, when I'm on a charter and I'm trying to catch fish, I'm usually with live bait, you know. So it's a shrimp or mud minnow or mullet. My favorite bait is a little finger mullet. That's for redfish and trout. They just seem to love them up here. And the mullet always seem to last a little longer. But before I go, I'll have a bait well full of shrimp, and then we'll try to catch some live mullet or possibly some pogies even for some of the bigger reds. So that's what we're doing. Hey, I did want to just mention something that I have been doing that's different than for me than has been in the past. And I just learned it probably about 2 or 3 months ago for the flounder. I've been really targeting flounder a lot, and trying to go to these places where they're gigging flounder. I know where all the spots are. All my friends tell me, here's where we're gigging flounder. And I go, and I'm having trouble catching those flounder in those spots. But then I figured out a few things, and the flounder fishing has been a game changer for me. But I'm using a weight at the very bottom with a hook about 6 or 7 inches up, teed off. So it's the drop shot, a weight about an ounce weight, with the hook about 12 inches, 6 inches above, off on a little leader, and I'm just jigging it on the bottom. I tell you what, that has been a game changer for me.
So it's like the Massa rig. It's something you invented?
Tell you what, no, I wasn't invented. I wish I could say, you know, YouTube is something else. So I found it on YouTube and tried it, and bam. Been having a lot of luck with that. So that's a great setup, and flounder are in right now. If you finding them, even though they're not on the bank, I'm finding out that at night they come up where you can gig them, but they're not there during the day. They're on those ledges and by those docks is where I'm finding them, right by a dock, right by a post, jig, and man, catching some great flounder.
Well, that'll put the meat in the cooler for those people that want to do that.
I tell you, there's the best, one of the best. If I could have a flounder or a grouper or something like that, man, I'm happy as all get out with a flounder.
Oh, a flounder for a fish sandwich is just out of sight. Captain Massa, man, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much for taking the time, for showing us a little bit of your man cave. One of these times, I'm going to ask you to grab one of those guitars behind you and play us a fishing song.
We'll see about that, but maybe that'll happen when you come down. We'll see. I noticed that you got a couple of your own. We'll have to.
I do have a couple of my own. Our truck will probably be fully packed. Although I don't think we have to bring a boat, which is like I tell Lady C all the time. I was like, if there's a fishing trip where I don't have to get ready for it, like I'm in every single time. Like count me in. But
up all the gears here, and we'll have a blast, that's for sure.
Captain Massa, you're the man. Everybody who tuned in tonight, thanks so much for watching. Captain Massa is with us the 3rd Thursday of every month for the Georgia Coastal Fishing Report. Captain Massa, any last words?
Just want to say McIntosh County is a destination hotspot. You'll enjoy it. And not just the fishery, but our beautiful county itself. So appreciate you having the show, learning so much every time.
Well, there's his website, guys. One more time, Captain Massa's phone number, and we're out. Thanks so much.
Big time.
All right, bro.
Young, just hang around. Too proud to be your